Hey guys, Aaron here from ACGC Gaming and welcome to my review on FIFA 17. I doubt this is going to be a very long review as everyone pretty knows what FIFA's about these days, so I'm not going to bore you all to death by going into too much detail on all the game modes. Yeah, I know, I'm a few weeks late to the dinner party, but there's a good reason for that. I wanted to play the game for a while first before coming out and giving my impressions. FIFA's been pretty much the mainstay game for me for the best part of the last 20 years, going all the way back to FIFA Road to World Cup 98 on the N64, so I kind of wanted to do it a little bit of justice and give it a bit of time to settle in. Now, year on year, EA have told us they're bringing something incredibly different to the game, be it a new defending system, 360 motion, more realistic passes, etc, etc. But over the last few years, nothing's changed that much. This year, again, they've promised us a completely different game, and in this review we'll find out if they've delivered on that promise. As you're probably aware, this year's FIFA has adopted EA's beloved Frostbite engine, Frostbite 3 to be precise. Already used in games such as Star Wars Battlefront, Battlefield and Battlefield 1, Need for Speed and Mirror's Edge, this switch kind of makes quite a lot of sense for EA as it allows to bring them in-house, and hopefully that should improve the game even further in the future and years to come. One of the main benefits of using the Frostbite engine is that it allows FIFA to get off the pitch, like into dressing rooms, training grounds, everything like that. And why is that important, you ask? Simple really. EA Sports have brought in a new game mode this year. Finally something they've added other than Ultimate Team cards. In this new mode, The Journey, you play as a young talent called Alex Hunter. You take part in some football trials and get into the big league, the Premier League. You get to choose what club you start your career at, but be warned, choose wisely, as playing for a top club puts added pressure on you to perform in matches and training, and if you don't, you might see yourself being loaned out to a championship side like Newcastle, like I did. The Journey gives the game a fresh feel, and for the first time in years I felt compelled to play the single player offline aspect of the game. Normally I just stick to online pro clubs and the occasional Ultimate Team match. Now speaking of pro clubs, there's some nice changes to this mode as well. I love that you can now customise your badge and kits. It's something that the FIFA community's been asking for years, and now we finally have it. Leveling your pro has become a much more fluid experience as well. The massive list of accomplishments that some are impossible to do, well for me anyway, that's now gone. It's now more based on the way you play and how you play in each game. If your rating's good in a game, your skill level will go up faster than you would if you were playing bad in games. And of course that makes perfect sense. Now, I haven't really played career mode, well, in ever to be honest, but I much prefer playing with online friends or against people. But I've read that the career mode has had quite big revisions this year. Apparently you can now take complete control of the team, whether that's choosing who to bring up from the youth academy or controlling your financial budget. You can also create your manager, then see him charging up and down the line during games. That's pretty cool, I guess. Then there's the Ultimate Team. There's not been many changes this year from what I can see. There's a new thing called FIFA Ultimate Team Champions, which allows you to qualify for a special weekend league tournament kind of thing, and win some in-game prizes, but it doesn't really interest me. But as I say, yeah, again, nothing too much has changed. They might have added a few new legends on the Xbox, but yeah, you know. Now, one massive thing that's changed about the game in general is how it actually plays. In my experience, it feels a lot smoother, a little bit slower, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Things are a lot more physical and you really have to work to get some good play going. But again, that's what kind of makes it so rewarding when you finally break through the defence on goal and get that goal you've been wanting the whole game. It helps that the new AI system introduces a kind of spatial awareness to the bots. Instead of just running forward into a space in front of goal like they used to, they'll now halt their runs to create space behind a defender. It adds a bit of realism to the game that hasn't really been there before, so all in all I'm liking that quite a lot. Now, in terms of the graphics, with the move to the Frostbite engine, you'd think that the graphics would have a massive upgrade, and in some ways it has. Stadiums, lighting and player models, especially when up close, have all seen a massive improvement over FIFA 16. Just look at some of the footage here, the difference is pretty clear to see if you ask me. But when you look at the differences while actually playing the games, it becomes a little less obvious. You can definitely tell things are better, again when up close on things like free kicks and penalties, but I'm hoping for a bit more of a jump next year when they've really got to grips with FIFA on Frostbite. Sound and music effects, there's not really much to say about them because other than the addition of dialogue in the journey, which to be honest is pretty well done, we have the same commentators as FIFA 16, mostly the same commentary. I don't really think I've heard anything new yet. There's a new music playlist which has some pretty decent songs on, but overall the sound and music is pretty much exactly what we've come to expect from a FIFA game. So, how does it run on my machine? This is the best part for me because FIFA finally supports ultra-wide monitors. Gone are the days of having to edit hex codes or use third-party programs to fill the screen, and it's something that should have been done a long time ago. I am really pleased with this addition. Anyone who's played FIFA before knows that it's not a taxing game on pretty much any system, so it shouldn't be a surprise that it runs on ultra settings with no issues at all. So, has EA delivered on what they've promised this year? In a word, I say yes. They still have a little bit to go in terms of making the game perfect, but my hopes are high for the future. Bringing FIFA over to the Frostbite engine is one of the best things they could have done, and the new subtle changes that they have made adds to the realism of the game, and that's something I love over the slightly more arcadey Pro Evolution series. If you're a FIFA fan, then this is a must buy. And if you're a Pro Evo fan, then this may just be the FIFA that puts it back on your radar. But that's entirely up to you. As always guys, thank you very much for watching and I really hope you liked it. If you have any suggestions, comment down below or send me a message on my other social media accounts that are linked in the description box down below. Feel free to hit that like button and subscribe as that really helps the channel. Have fun guys and I'll see you again soon. Take care.